Western media always, when they write and when they report about China, it's not always exactly on the it's not like the shades of gray, but it's either black or white, and mostly black. you know.
All right, guys. So today we are here. This is the Expats in China series, right? And we are here with.
My name is Abhishek. I am from India. I have been living in Beijing for the past 7 years.
All right, thank you. And so basically, this interview is gonna be short, just to get to know you and what you do here,
Right.
and how living in China. So to begin with, how long have you? You already mentioned that. So what do you do here in China?
Well, I work for a Chinese media organization. I am into content creation as well. But am basically, it's more serious kind of news content. So I've been a journalist for more than 26 years of my life. 1998, I started my career in India. Then I went to Middle East for about 12 years. And for the past 7, 8 years, I have been in China. I'm working for a Chinese media organization here. Yeah, that's
All right. So for the media, is it like what kind of media do you mostly cover?
Well, my work is a little serious because I cover international affairs and international politics. So my work is a little serious, but also Chinese culture and what I see in China, life in China in general as an expat. That is also a part of the work profile that I do. Yeah.
So how did you? Because I'm quite intrigued, right? How did you get like this work? Is it that when you were in India, or your company brought you here, or you had to maybe apply to the Chinese company that you are working with? I don't know the company I'm working with, but
Yes.
do you have to apply to the Chinese company you're working with, or it's just like you are there and then they brought you here as an expert?
All right. So I am not basically I'm not mentioning the name of the organization for privacy reasons, but.
Okay.
So as I told you, I have been a career journalist and I have worked in various international media in India and then Middle East. So while I was in Middle East, the Chinese media here, they were also nationalizing their operations. They have operations in multiple languages, including English, but also in many other like Russian, French, Spanish, and other languages, even Arabic for that matter. So that's how they got in touch with me. If I can mention, LinkedIn is a very interesting place to be because then people follow your work and some people approach you. So it is through LinkedIn that the media got in touch with me. They needed more international people in the organization, and that is the time that my profile somehow worked for them. And then I was brought in to China, and I was, frankly speaking, I never thought of working in China before that.
Yeah.
But when the opportunity came, and I was like, why not? Because what you read about China outside is very different than when you come and
When you
see
come in.
China. That I think you all would agree, right?
Definitely.
Particularly in the English media, mainstream media, what you read. So I was already aware because I was already working in media. I was in Middle East. I also see the media narratives and how it plays out internationally about different regions. So China was fascinating, intriguing, and when I got an opportunity, I just thought I should take it. And I do not regret coming to China because it has been a very fascinating experience ever since I have come to China. Yeah.
All right, good to know. So that leads me to want to know more. How is it like? How is the working environment? Working in here, because obviously you are from India, and probably the working conditions, like how work is like, is totally different from to some extent, like different from China. How is it like?
All right. So my industry, as I told you, my exposure has been in India, but also in two countries in the Middle East. I have worked in Dubai and I have worked in Oman in international media, and then in China. Yes, things are different here, and but also it's very international atmosphere where I work because, as I told you, I work for the international department of the media organization that I work for. It's very international. We have colleagues from almost all over the world. We have colleagues from America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia. We have colleagues from all over the world. So it's very interesting to work with them, but also the Chinese colleagues. And what is fascinating is that the commitment for work that I see among the Chinese colleagues, as in they yeah Thank you very much.
Oh,
It is a little humid.
yeah, very humid.
So-
the weather here is
Yes,
it's crazy.
Yeah. So what I was mentioning is that the commitment for work that I see for Chinese colleagues, and that is also different from some of the international staff, because we work more or less. Our shifts are kind of defined, but the Chinese colleagues I see they are very dedicated. There are overtimes that I always see people always, you know, on at work
At
all the
work.
time.
Okay.
So, but yes, they also enjoy fun, as in enjoy life, have fun with colleagues and friends, like all of us do. So weekends are always like a good place to, you know, gather with colleagues and have a drink or two and have fun.
Okay.
So yeah, all in all, it's a generally a very nice, pleasant atmosphere, very international where I work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. So,
Right.
in terms of what we see in the media, sometimes like the media, well, like because you're in the media, I'll ask more media related questions, right?
Right.
Is it like, I mean, people don't know the degree of extent of how sometimes reality is and what we read in the media. On a scale of, let's say, 1 to 10, how far or how not true is it what most of the things that we see like about China when you are here, right? How like on a scale of 1 to 10, how true or how not true it is?
So first of all, I will ask you a quick question.
Okay.
So I think you have also been here for 6-7 years, right?
Yes.
What was your impression about China before you came to China?
I mean, I came here like 6 years ago. When I came here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When I was reading like the comment section, they would be like, okay, maybe it's difficult to find work
Right.
after maybe studying
Right.
here.
Right.
But I work here.
Yeah.
Right. So it was quite different
Right.
when I came in. Also, I saw some people saying that like some of the Chinese people are not nice, which of course in every country they are not nice people.
That's, yeah,
Which is-
general.
so
Good
here-
people, bad people.
So of course there are some people that are not nice, which is true. But I also like some very good people.
Right,
So
right.
it's just a good balance.
Right.
So that is from my perspective.
Right. So I'll tell you. So I also asked this to many expats who live in China, that what was your impression about China when you arrived, before you arrived, and how did it change when you lived here? So they said that yes, as I mentioned earlier, that what we read about China outside particularly in the mainstream media is very different than the experience, the living experience here. So when it comes to media, I would only say because I have worked in media for several decades now, that they say neutral media, actually that is utopia. There is no media which is neutral.
Utopia.
There is always some sort of kind of a media always has some agenda. Either it's a state controlled media or it's a corporate controlled media, and it serves a particular agenda, it sets narratives. So unfortunately, because China has some sort of a antagonistic relations with the West at the moment, political relations. As a result, Western media always, when they write and when they report about China, it's not always exactly on the it's not the shades of grey, but it's either black or white, and mostly black. Unfortunately, as is the case of any other country, China is also a shades of grey at the end of the day. There are amazing things, there are certain things which may be concerning, but all in all, that is what I tell to people, that media, you believe it at your own risk. Not all reports are exact. One has to apply one's mind, and some of the things, I think, media also sets stereotypes. They will portray a particular country or people from a particular region in a particular light. I always believe that you have to be open-minded and experience a place. Nothing better than experiencing a place. Come and visit China to understand how life in China is, how people in China are. I think you will agree to that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I go by this philosophy that like not just about any country, about someone. When you tell me something about a particular person, you'd be like, okay, maybe this guy is sucks. You shouldn't be too close to him.
Right.
I would definitely like to get to know that person and draw my own conclusions. I mean, I'll be careful, but at the same time, try to get to know the person first and draw my own conclusions. So that's
100%.
that's
I
how
agree.
I
I agree.
operate.
So it's same for for an individual and also for a society or a
So
country.
at large.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. So moving on from that, to how is it like living here, life, like family? How is it like? Is it easy, like in terms of food? Basically, if someone wants to come here, that's one thing that they'll consider. Okay, how am I going to integrate with the society? Maybe the language. Right.
Yes. So one thing is sure that coming to China, one of the most difficult part could be the language because as in most places, you will find that people are not communicating in a language that you might know or English, for that matter. So it is always advisable to learn basic Chinese. Although I have been fortunate that I work for the English media of the Chinese, as in the English department of the Chinese media. So most of my colleagues, they speak Chinese. I am not compelled to use Chinese in my professional capacity, but it is always helpful to learn Chinese for your day-to-day life. But also, thankfully, I will tell you that since 2017 that I've lived here, I've seen that a lot of apps are there to help you. So once you learn to use the Chinese app, because China has a completely different internet ecosystem than the rest of the world. You don't have Google here, you don't have Amazon here, you don't have YouTube here. Although you can access, just like what you're doing, you can access, expats can access through different ways. But in China, local life, you have a different digital ecosystem. You have, as you know, WeChat, Alipay, Douyin, you have Weibo. So there, and then you have the Chinese retail app like Taobao, Taobao, Dianping, something like that. There are many. So once the expats are able to find their way through these apps, life can actually become very easy, as you know. And one thing I would say, that China is also kind of now opening up. It's welcoming more and more foreigners. So when I came in 2017, just before 2017, even the Didi app, Hello Cab, the Didi app was in Chinese. There was no English app. But I think it was late 2016 or 17 that the English app was launched, which was very helpful for expats to come here because you can easily then order a cab. So that's there. But so life in general, as I say, I think in Beijing, but again, in China, it depends on which cities do you live. If you're living in a tier 1 city, it is expensive in terms of, say, the rents. As a family, I think international school education is really, really expensive. But all in all, the quality of life has really improved over the years. Also, many people used to have a lot of concern about Beijing's air pollution. But I think that has significantly changed over the past few years. Most of the public transportation here is electric. More and more electric cars are on the, so less pollution. So I think China has also worked very hard on that side. Life in general is quite good, I would say. Yeah.
And for as an Indian living here, maybe if you wanna go out, are there loads of Indian restaurants here? I know of Punjabi.
Oh, yes.
I know of the Punjabi branch.
Although the owner there is the Bangladeshi, I know because he's my friend. But yeah, so English food, Indian food you are talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. So there lately, as in there have been quite a few Indian restaurants. I can name. There is one of the older restaurants is the Taj. Then you have Punjabi, as you mentioned. Although the owner is Bangladeshi, who's a friend. Then we have a chain of restaurant called the Ganges. We have a new restaurant which is opened, as in it was opened 2 years ago, but they have opened a new their chain. It's called Dastan, and there is a Bollywood Tales by Dastan, and they are also doing very well because they are bringing, because India also is a very diverse country, very big country. So they are bringing food from different parts, different regions of India. So they are celebrating festival of. Basically food festival of India. Every month they have a highlight state and they will bring food from that particular region. So there are quite a few Indian restaurants as well, and it's interesting. Also, the Indian community comparatively is very small in Beijing, but it's a close-knit community. We come together to celebrate our festivals, on our national days. And obviously we meet over Indian food once in a while. Yeah.
Right. That sounds amazing.
Right.
That's amazing. Okay, so thanks. I think that will be all for now.
Right.
I appreciate. Do you have any last words for if anyone watching this video, maybe people back home? Do you have anything?
Right. So, but as I told you, that I feel that China is a very important country at the moment in the world. Basically it's going to be the biggest economy in few years, and it has a lot of opportunities. It is very welcoming, and if people are interested, I think they should come and visit. There are a lot of opportunities for students also in terms of scholarship and fellowship. They have China has some very
Beijing Advanced
nice
Scholarship
universities. Also through multilateral forum, because Beijing also, as in China, also is a part of Shanghai Cooperation Organization and BRICS, and they have some SCOs, as part of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Also, they are extending some scholarship. They have the Belt and Road Initiative, so I think more than 140 countries are part of that initiative, and Belt and Road Initiative also offers certain scholarship and fellowship in different subjects. So I think there are a lot of opportunities for students also to come to China. There are different kind of work opportunities, and trading opportunities and business opportunities are always there, because China is the biggest trader in the world. So, and even for tourism, I think people must come to China. I think China has opened up. China has done rather well in developing its tourism sector also, particularly during the COVID time, because COVID time people were not traveling outside. So the domestic tourism sector has really developed. I recently visited Inner Mongolia. We did a road trip on an RV, and we were surprised by the development that they have brought in, even in a province which is Inner Mongolia. Not many people know about some of the cities there, like Hohhot, or there was another city, Ordos. But the cities are developed very well. China has done fantastically.
Ordos in China?
Ordos is in Inner Mongolia.
Inner Mongolia.
Yeah. So, and I think China has done amazingly well in terms of urban development, in terms of infrastructure development, and development of not only that, and how that development actually affects the life of people, the society. So I think there is something that is very positive. People should visit China 100%, and then make up their mind about China. They shouldn't be biased by reading what they read about China.
Okay, all right, thanks, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for talking.
It was nice having you.
Good.